Why do we use violence? Fundamentally, we use it for two different reasons: to gain a benefit or to stave off an attack. Those are the two reasons we resort to violent force. Um, it's That's what we do. It's either to get a benefit from someone else or to stave off an attack from someone else. Those are the two reasons we take up arms. Um, in our culture, we use the former quite a lot. We say, "Give me your money or I'll hurt you so that I can benefit these people over here." That's regular. We call it taxation, but that's a threat of violence to gain a benefit. We do it all the time. We don't even blink at it. We're such a violent society, we don't even blink at it. Uh, we don't even blink at cops throwing people to the ground because they were speeding. Don't even blink. It happens all the time. We don't even blink when we send bombs overseas to support one of our friends to obliterate a people that they don't like, because we get the benefit of continued friendship with this foreign nation, and it helps us politically with this, that, or the other. Like, we get a benefit from that violence. We do violence to get a benefit or to stave off an attack. Um, what's interesting is that the violence to gain a benefit has been so overwhelming to our society that people don't even think of fighting back. Why? No, I don't want to do that. It would be wrong of me to fight back because they have authority. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. When someone threatens you with violence, it's absolutely your right to push back, stave off the violence. In our culture, though, we have erected all these systems that people believe in that say, no, you're not allowed to fight back. They're on duty. You can't fight back when they're on duty. Like, it's ridiculous. Um, but it's very common, and people don't think about it at all. Or if they do think about it, they think about it long enough to get depressed by it, and then they shove it back into that corner of their mind that doesn't have to think about such things because that's uncomfortable. It makes them squirm to think that they're under constant threat of violence by uh, a lot of people around them. It's actually kind of ironic because they created the system of violence because they were afraid of violence from other people. So they created a system of violence to encapsulate everyone. It's very interesting. Um, and it's being utilized at this point just to make people to give people paychecks. Um, People then, honestly, we don't need to have in those positions. Like, we don't need to have those positions at all, right? We have um, people who are funded through this mechanism of do it or else. We've got people that are funded, like a dog catcher as an example. I predict that you could have someone privately funded that, if someone's got an issue with a problem animal, they could call up this private company and they would do it for them for a fee. You're the one with the problem, you get to pay for it. That's entirely possible. But a lot of people think that that's too expensive. It's unfair of the person who happens to have the issue with the animal. Um, I, the fairness argument, it's not really an argument, but a lot of people appeal to it. And um, it doesn't excuse the violence that you use to get the money to do it. This is something that people have a very hard time wrapping their heads around. Is like, if you're gonna collect taxes for it, it better be really, really important, and it better be something that you can't do on your own at all. Can't do with cooperating with people voluntarily. You like, what are those things? What are these things that are so valuable that we need to point a gun at everyone and say, pay us or else? Um, anyway, I got off track. Violence. We use it to, one, get benefits, and two, stave off violent aggressors. Now, I'll argue that the violence used in order to gain benefits is not right. It's immoral, and that's a moral argument. Let me throw my brain on here and come up with some logical arguments not to do that. Because it's more of the same, right? You you hired a gang to stop other gangs from robbing you, and that gang that you hired is still robbing you. In fact, they're robbing you more than the first gang was, and you're continuing to pay it, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense logically. It doesn't make sense morally. Um, you know, I don't know what goods rise to the level of give you hands up, give me your money. That's the case with all taxation and fees by government is give me your money or else. I mean, from sales tax, it's the business owner who's trying to make a living. They charge what it costs them to put the food on the table plus a bit more so they can make a living. And Mr. Government waddles in and say, well, it should be a shame if you were to lose this business now. You better pay us. Right? I mean, it's a gang. So we replaced the gang with a different gang. Now here's the funny thing. We did it with a justification. It said, you know what? This is justified because we'll put these gangs under our control. We'll put them under a democratic system of government or a representative system of government such that they're accountable to the people. That accountability doesn't happen very much, does it? I mean, you'll see cases, but honestly, like, you really think that the police are very accountable to you? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that the politicians that get away with murder every day are accountable to you? Do you think that the politicians that bombing another country and the soldiers that go and push those buttons and bomb other countries, do you believe that they are accountable to you? We created Frankenstein's monster. I did a video called Frankenstein's Monster. We're using violence all the time, and people don't want to look at it as violence. They want to throw euphemisms around it. They want to throw elegant justifications around the violence. But when the rubber hits the road, can't even speak. When the rubber meets the road, we're talking about men with guns threatening to point them at people in order to collect money to do bad things to other people. Are there benefits that you can get via this method? Of course there are benefits you can get. That's the only reason we do it, is to get benefits. That's the entire reason for the violence in the first place, is to get benefits. But to refuse to look at it as violence is ostrich behavior. It's just putting your head in the sand. I don't want to think about it. I get some benefits out of it. I don't want to rock the boat. Good grief. Like, we got to look this stuff square in the face, and there are a lot of people who don't want to do it. There's violence to get benefits from doing the violence. It's called armed robbery. It's called extortion. It's also called taxation. It's the same mechanic. You give me money or me hurt you. That's taxation, that's extortion, that's armed robbery. That's what that is. That's one reason for violence. The other is to tell these people to back off. And for some reason, these people over here who don't want this stuff done to them have a very hard time saying back off. And the reason they have a hard time saying back off is because these crazy people over here that really, really, really want the benefits are absolutely willing, and have proven over and over and over again, that they are willing to hurt people in order to keep collecting the money. It's what we're living in. It's soup. The fish doesn't know what water is, right? We're living in violence. You don't recognize it. You don't see it for what it is. Perhaps you're okay with it enough because your life is comfortable enough. But to say that it isn't there, to say that that threat isn't there, and not re-examine how how we organize ourselves, it's insane. I mean, said this before, every 4 to 8 years, we get a new king on the throne who sends half the country into conniptions because this new king is going to be horrible. We do it every 4 to 8 years. It's insane. And the only reason that everyone's throwing conniptions is because everyone knows and understands that the state is violence-based system. That's why everyone's concerned, is because, well, he's going to either threaten the benefits from the violence or commit the violence on me to get the benefits. That's why everyone's freaking out. We have to talk about the violence inherent in the system. I love that Monty Python clip. I don't think that their anarchic cooperative solution is necessarily the best way to go, but I love the line challenging the kings. Like, well, I didn't vote for you. Well, that's not how kings work. Like, voting, I mean, democracy is mob rule. That's a whole other conversation. And I hope I didn't just poison pill this whole video, but you got to understand that violence to get benefits is still violence, even though there are benefits. That's the point of this video. That's violence. I wish people would recognize that that's violence and consider that they don't have to put up with it. All right? That's it.